Hey, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
When did we speak last?
I'd say it's probably like a couple years ago.
Was it Hell Have No Fury or
Yes,
was Hell Have
yes,
No Fury, right? Okay,
yes, yes,
that was a good one.
yes, it was. Oh my God, it's such a great interview. And I can't thank you enough for joining me again. This is awesome.
It's
Uh,
fantastic. I mean, I got Extraction out, and I thought, might as well do a little bit of publicity. I was in New York for the premiere, and it was just awesome. Did you get a chance to see it?
yes, I did. Oh, I've seen it a couple times. Oh yeah,
Oh, okay. Did you
yes.
like it?
Oh
Did you
yes,
like it?
absolutely. Oh yes, one of my favorite movies so far.
Oh, good, good.
So let's start with Extraction 2.
Okay.
I mean, might as well since that's the big movie that's out with you in it. No offense to the well, okay, so refresh my memory. The gentleman who played the head, the husband, the bad guy that kidnapped. What was his name? I can't.
Tourniquet.
Yeah.
But there's two tourniquets. There's the tourniquet who plays the husband, and then there's
Yes.
tourniquet who plays the main bad guy, who was my boss.
Yeah, that was your boss.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. No offense, but you should have been the main bad guy. I mean, they should have made you the bad. They should have
Well,
made you the
maybe
bad.
you should tell Sam Hargrave, hey, listen, you should have hired Daniel. Look, I was very, very grateful when Sam called me. Sam called me up and he goes, hey, look, Daniel, I have this opportunity. I want you to play one of the main bad guys. It's going to be great dialogue. It's going to be great fight scenes. You're fighting Hemsworth twice. I'll make you this real cool character. And I read the script and it was very, very, very appealing. It was a really good character.
Oh,
And,
absolutely.
it changed a little bit through shooting, but still, I think I really scored on that one. But he said to me too, he goes, but I need you to do something else. And I said, yeah. He goes, I want you to train the cast.
Oh,
And I said, of course. I mean, 100%. This is something I love to do. As you probably remember, I trained Bob Odenkirk for Nobody. I tra
hmm
I trained him for like what, year and a half to prepare for Nobody. I trained Allison Janney for Lou. So this is something that I started to really enjoy doing.
hmm
I meet these amazing actors. I get a chance to spend time with them, which is amazing for me. They think I'm helping them. They're actually helping me because I'm around these incredible actors like Allison Janney, Oscar winner, Bob Odenkirk, Emmy winner. I mean, it's incredible. I get a chance to spend time with them, train them. Then I fight choreograph for them, do the fight scenes for the movies. So that's what Sam asked me to do. And he said, would you do that for me? And I said, absolutely. So I
hmm
spent 6 months in Prague for Extraction 2. 6 months.
So that training everybody.
So I trained. I had two jobs. I was training the cast, except of course Hemsworth. He had his own people, but
Right.
I trained Golshifteh Faharani, who's playing the second lead. I played Adam Bessa. He was amazing. I played Tourniquet, who was playing my boss, and they're all people. They've never done action or fight scenes before. So they started from complete scratch. So what a challenge for me to teach them how to become fighters. And I thought they did great. And
hmm
I do appreciate you saying that I should have been the main lead, but I have to say that Tourniquet did an amazing job.
He did. He did. Yeah, I'm not gonna say. Yeah, no offense
He
to
did
him.
an
Yeah, but
amazing job.
I have a soft spot for you, obviously. So
I appreciate it.
yes. So let's talk about your the filming of Extraction 2. So take us through give us some anecdotes. On first of all, okay, let me rephrase the question. Taking on Chris Hemsworth. Let's talk about your fights with Chris Hemsworth. The process of doing that. How was that working with him and taking him on screen?
Chris is a super stud.
Yeah.
The man is, I'm 6'3". He's like 6'4". He's like this machine, beautiful man, great actor, great performer. I mean, he's just very naturally gifted. Um, I only did a few rehearsals with him. So once we rehearsed our fight, I came in, we just ran it a couple of times. He's done so many action movies. He's so well-rounded. He is just so good. It was really, really fun. The only thing I've heard from a lot of people say is they wish that my last fight would have been longer with Chris. So they so I've heard this a lot from people. They were like, "Oh my God, I know when we saw you again, we were like, oh, he didn't die. Oh, they're gonna set it up for this big fight with Chris." And then, but look, in the end, it's all about story. You know, was my character a pinnacle point in the story? Probably not as much as the main bad guy. So of course, it's all about the bad guy, the main guy. And I thought Tourniquet did such a great job. And by the way, the Russo brothers, I was actually the only person cast as one of the bad guys who was not Georgian.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They went to Georgia, the country Georgia, and cast all people from Georgia. Every bad guy is from Georgia, and even the woman, the sister, is from Georgia. So they wanted the Russo brothers and Sam. They wanted authentic, and that's why I didn't have that many lines, because they all spoke in Georgian, and whatever I spoke, I had to learn.
Right. So yeah, so it's funny that you mentioned that, because I did say that in my review, that I was like, yeah, it was a little too short. I like when you popped back up, and I was like, oh yeah, and I was just like, oh, I was like,
that's what everybody said. That's what everybody said. Oh my God, they're setting it up for this massive fight, and then the fight turned out to be shorter. But look, I know how it goes. I mean, I'm an inspiring director. I want to direct, and I'm going to direct soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and in the end, you have to do what's best for the story. This is something, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I love performing, but if it wasn't important for the story at the time, I get it. I get it. There will be another fight. There will be another day.
That's understandable. So yeah, so I mean, in terms of like, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but like Sam Hargrave as a director, there's just like this, like I've been like saying it for a few years now, that like you got this group of directors or filmmakers that come from the stunt field, that are doing action now, and now like you say you're going to be getting into directing. These guys, as well as you, are the ones that are delivering these awesome action movies, because they know how to shoot it, they know like what people want, in terms of the audience and the fans, so let's talk a little bit about, like these stunt performers as yourself, actors, turning into directors and filmmakers, delivering the action that people want.
So I've been as I've been very fortunate to be around some of the greatest guys, like Chad Stahelski, David Leitch, J.J. Perry, Sam Hargrave. I mean, all of those guys are bloody geniuses, We've all been working together for the last 20 years. We've worked together for a long, 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 long time, starting out doing low budget movies. But everybody wants to do the same. Everybody really wants to make good movies. We all love action movies, but what's really important is we all love story as well. So like for me, I'm an action fanatic. I love action. But in the end, it has to be a good story too. And I think, and I want to just go back to my buddy Chad. And if you look at John Wick 4, it's an epic masterpiece. I mean, I'm blown away.
It's like an action opera.
Exactly. I think that he asked me what I thought about it, and I said it's an epic masterpiece. That's all I can say. It's incredible. And Sam did something really amazing too with Extraction 2. It's unbelievable. I mean, I was sitting in the theater. I haven't seen the movie before the premiere. I was sitting like this. Oh my God, there's more. I mean, I knew the script. I knew what's going to happen. I knew all the wonders. I was there the whole time. But when I actually saw it, I was like, wow. And I saw it on a big screen. The sound design was incredible. It was something else. It was a real experience,
So, well, that's the other thing too. Like Extraction 2, obviously, it's a Netflix movie, and then I said that in my review too, that like this needs to be on on a theater screen, instead of, granted, people have big screen TVs and stuff like that, but that's still not big enough for a movie like this. It's like, and it's a shame. It's a
Did it
shame.
actually play in the theaters?
What's that?
Did Extraction play in the theaters?
I think it made it like, I think Netflix releases it like, in New York and, LA and, but I'm in New Hampshire. There's no way we're going to get Extraction 2 in the theaters, which is unfortunate, so we watch it on, at home on Netflix, unfortunately.
I was actually thinking about, somebody talked to me about this. I was thinking about it. Would it be smart for Netflix to actually release it in every city in one theater?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's something Netflix should think about, because
Right.
there's a core audience like myself, like you. I want to see it on the big screen. I want to, and I think maybe I should call Netflix.
Yeah.
Maybe I should call Netflix and say, "Hey, I have a pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
I have the greatest idea."
And there's nothing against them. I mean, I get what like, the landscape has changed, to a point, I mean, theaters are starting to come back and everything, but it's, like during the past few years, when we had the issues and everything, the streaming services are what saved, pretty much everything, which, and again, I had talked about that on my website as well. But yeah, like these movies need to be, I mean, it's like John Wick Chapter 4, like that. It would be like that movie not being played, in IMAX. It's like that would be a disservice to the movie. I think it was a disservice to Extraction too.
I think there's an audience who loves to watch it on TV, and I think there's an audience to watch it on screen. And why not do both?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's a business plan that doesn't work with that, but I had the pleasure. I saw a test screening of John Wick 4 in the original IMAX theater in LA. In the IMAX theater, where they test the movies.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like this. I was like, what's happening? I couldn't believe it.
Now, was that the longer cut that they're talking about? They're talking about releasing a director's cut that's even longer. And the movie's almost 3 hours as it is.
Yeah, I think it's 2:45. The
one we got. But he's releasing
the one you saw in IMAX. But I know Chad's releasing another version, which I can't wait to see, because I know there were a couple of scenes he had to lose, and I was like, don't lose those scenes. I love those scenes. And that's gonna happen to me when I direct. I'm gonna be like, I cannot lose this. I cannot lose that. I need everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then okay, so can you talk any? I mean, obviously, you can only talk so much about projects that are
in the past. I would always be like, I don't want to talk about movies that are not done yet or not 100%. But I don't really believe in this anymore. This is something I wanted to do for a long time. I've had my eye on directing for many years. I don't know if you know. I don't know if I've mentioned that to you. I've actually directed my first little short way back when, about 16 years ago.
Yes, we did talk about that.
We did talk about that, right?
On
it was called
Yeah.
And that's when I wanted to direct. But then my career just changed. I got really busy with acting, being around Chad and Dave and JJ and Sam. I got so busy doing all the acting that I kind of put directing on the back burner. And about 2 years ago, I made a conscious decision that I want to direct. And I really put my mind to it. And I said, I'm really going to direct. And I start really pushing hard, pursuing the directing. And out of the blue, I got approached by somebody who said, hey, we have a script. Would you be interested in directing? And I said, funny enough, I mean, I'm actually looking for something. So I'm actually currently working on 3 projects that I may direct. And but one is going very well right now. And once the strikes and everything is over, we're gonna focus on that one. And if everything goes well, cross fingers, I may be directing by the end of the year.
Cool. Well, I got my fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, but it's like, I believe I've been in this business for 30 years. I really believe that I just work hard. Make things happen, and I have a very strong support group. I'm very close with a lot of very, very good people in the business, and we're good friends, and I get great advice, and I can go to all my mentors like Chad, Dave, all these guys. I can go to them and talk to them about my projects. It's just what's next. For me, it's always like, what's next?
Right.
You know, it's always
Well, let's
funny to talk about the projects I've done. I mean, I love to do it because you got to promote the projects, but I'm like, okay, what's next?
now let's talk about Change of Station. Now, I mean, obviously, I know that one hasn't been released yet, but you're on the teaser poster for that one, so I'm
Right?
expecting good things about that one. Yes,
Mine?
yes.
I
Here,
didn't
let me.
know.
I'm gonna see if I can bring it up. Hang on a second.
I
Keep
didn't
talking.
even know. I made
Yeah.
the poster.
Yeah, hang on a second. I did have a chance to share it when it came out. So give me 1 second here.
That's
Well,
interesting.
yeah, give me, because yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that one, but obviously, that doesn't have a release date yet. So
But I can talk a little bit about it, and then when the movie comes out, we can do this again.
absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jesse Johnson's, who's a good friend of mine. Um,
yes, and I've talked to him a
big fan.
couple times.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his, and he has just been really good to me. He invited me to come. So as you know, I've known him from. We've talked about Hell Have No Fury, how Jesse and I met. We were introduced through mutual friends, and our friends just said, "Hey, listen, you guys should meet. I think you guys would hit it off." Jesse and I met, totally hit it off. We did Hell Have No Fury together, and
Hmm.
then he approached me about a year ago. Yeah, it's almost a year ago, and he said, "Hey,
Hmm.
I'm doing a movie with Aaron Eckhart in Budapest. Would you be interested? I have a great part for you. I want you to come on as a fight coordinator." And I came on board, and it was a really good script, kind of like a spy thriller. I had a really nice character. I got a lot of dialogue. And then he actually offered me to do second unit. So
Oh, okay.
I shot all the fight scenes, which was great. I'm getting second unit directing, and that was probably, I have to say, one of my toughest jobs, because I came in as an actor and I came in as a fight coordinator. And when I came in for the fight coordinating, uh, the Hungarian stunt team did a great job, but
Hmm.
they work very different than how we work here. And I come from the best school, 8711. I mean, it's the best school. And I came
Absolutely.
in and I said, guys, I love you guys. You guys did amazing, but we have to do everything. We have to do everything again. We have to start over, because the
Right.
way they shot it in a way, where it was really well, it was beautiful what they did, but you can't really do that because it was a stuntman doing it. I said, we got to shoot it like your actor is doing it, not your.
Absolutely.
So we redid all the previses, and it was fun, and I had a really strong team there, and it was a lot of fun working with Aaron Eckhart. He is awesome. That guy is a great actor. You found it?
You see it? There you are.
What the hell am I doing?
You're looking tough.
I'm looking like,
Now,
hey,
obviously, that's not. This
what's
is
up?
yeah. This isn't the poster that's going to be released. When the movie comes up, but it's a teaser poster. But
Oh, that's what it is? Okay.
yeah, it's like one of those. It's like when it's making the rounds at the film festivals. Seeking distribution. They come up with these teaser posters. So yeah, that's
But
what.
I think they did a really good job on that poster.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good poster.
Absolutely. So yeah, so like, and again, Jesse Johnson again is one of those directors, that I had mentioned, such a great filmmaker. And again, he's one, I actually talked to another director just a couple days ago, William Kaufman, who has the channel coming out, and we were talking about action not for the sake of action with story, action that you need a story behind it, you need to care about the characters, for the action to mean something, so
Right.
we were talking a lot about that. So let's get your input on
Well, I feel the same way. If there's no story in the fight scene, I don't care.
it. Mm-hmm.
I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that actually from Chad. Chad always told me, what do you remember from Bruce Lee? You don't remember all the spinning kicks. You don't remember all the punches he's done. You remember when he stops and he goes like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Story, that's character, close-ups, that's what you want. I mean, every fight scene I'm involved in, there's always a story. You know, I had the pleasure working with Bob on Nobody. Look at that fight scene. Me and another guy with the fight choreographers, and all about story. And especially when you work with real actors, they want to know every move. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? That doesn't make sense. Why am I doing this? And then I have to be right there and saying, here's the reason why you're doing it. Sometimes, sometimes you bullshit a little bit. No, you have to do it because it looks cool.
Absolutely. No, Nobody was pretty funny. Like you and Alan Musi, you know, who again, you know, has been, you know, doing the movie thing, you know, having you guys like on screen for a couple minutes. It was like I remember when I went to see the movie and I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, it's like, you know, like how did you know now obviously you know you trained Bob and everything, so you had behind the scenes things going on. So I had to have figured there was more to it than you just popping up for 2 minutes in a movie. But it was the best scene.
That was that. I mean, that was a fantastic scene. You know, we got nominated for a stunt award for the tour.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was, we didn't win, but that was just such a good fight. And Bob and I had so much fun with that fight scene. And, you know, because we had this so much time to train, because the movie kept being pushed, so we had more time to train. And we came up with a lot of the stuff, you know, in the very beginning of the bus, when he smacks his head, we came up with that, I would say, in our third training session. Bob is a comedian, and we go, oh, how funny would that be if he comes in and he gets hit, boom, and he goes, boom, he hits his head, and he goes, ow. And Bob loved it so much, and it made the movie, you know? And of course, we had an amazing stunt team there, a very, very strong stunt team. Greg Reventer was our stunt coordinator. He did a great job. So I was training Bob, sending Greg all the videos what Bob is learning, and then Greg incorporated it while they were doing the fight scenes we were shooting in Canada. And then once I came to Canada, we started working all together, bringing in all the stuff that Bob knew, that Bob was good at. You know, the thing is too, it's very important to us that the actor does as much as possible. And with Bob Odenkirk, I would say he did 98%, 99 almost. The only thing he didn't do is flying through the window. She can't. I mean,
for
it's
obvious
just
reasons. Yeah.
I mean, for obvious reasons. I wouldn't do that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Same with Allison Janney. She did everything except when I threw her up and I smacked her on the table. That I would never let her do that. You know, it's too dangerous. But she did 98% of the fight in Lou. Same with
Lou came out of nowhere. Like, you know, that movie was, you know, I remember watching that with my wife, and that was totally not. I was like, I was not expecting like anything like that at all.
That was a good fight scene, huh?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
So
I choreographed that one.
yeah, and it's like it's Daniel Bernhardt, you know, and I'm like, you know, and she's Allison Janney, you know, it's like she's known for like the dramatic and you know the meaty roles. You know, she's done some comedy too, but like to have her do that kind of movie, that was like totally out of character.
Yeah, but I thought she did great.
Oh, yeah.
And then Journey Smullen was fantastic. So in that movie, I had the pleasure of training with Journey, Allison. I mean, I've been very lucky, I have to say. I'm very blessed.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, look at like you said that's your common area. That's a pretty nice room you're sitting.
Yeah, it looks like a hotel. Yeah, it looks really nice.
So actually I had let me talk to you because this is one movie that I wanted to talk to you about, you know, one of your older movies. Because actually I had a chance to talk to Sheldon Lettich a couple months ago, and he great things about you. We talked about you because we talked about Perfect Target, you know.
I love that movie.
I do too. I can't tell you like, and Sheldon was saying like how proud he was of the movie also because like you know for what you guys accomplished because you know there was a lot of things going against you you know while making the movie you know in terms of time and budget and stuff like that, but for what you turned into, and I remembered it was one of those HBO premiere movies.
It wasn't HBO premiere very early on. It was 1998, I believe. No, I shot that in 96. It came out in, I think, 97 or 98.
Oh, yes.
So the early days of HBO.
but it had the look and feel of a theatrical movie. You know, it had that, you know, it had that, you know, look about it, you know. So I remember watching it at the time, and I'm like, geez, I'm like, you know, this could have been something. If it was like 1985, it would have been in the theaters, you know, hands down.
You want to hear a fun story about it?
Absolutely.
So, as you know, I started out my career doing the Bloodsport movies. I did Bloodsport 2, Bloodsport 3.
Of
I got a
course.
little bit of a name. Then I teamed up with Sheldon. Sheldon and I became really good friends, and he wanted me to do a movie called Perfect Target. And I remember Quadra Entertainment did it, the Solomon brothers. And it was a really good script. And we went to Mexico to shoot it. And I mean, I was very new at that was probably my fourth movie. I did Bloodsport 2, Bloodsport 3. I did
True
True Vengeance.
Vengeance. Yep.
And then I think I did Sheldon's movie, Perfect Target. And you know, if I think back, I'm just going like, I have to sometimes pinch myself and go, this is so weird. I'm the lead in a movie.
Right.
England was in it, and I'm playing this character, and it was unbelievable. You know, I mean, of course, I was very new at acting. You know, I mean, I was very green, and I tried. This is the best I could do at the time. You know, I took all the lessons I could, but that's the best I could do. But now the funny story is, guess who was the fight coordinator on this?
Oh, geez. I should have done my research. Ugh.
Well, just guess. Think
Chad
about it.
Stahelski.
Chad Stahelski. Chad Stahelski was the fight coordinator on Perfect Target, plus his buddy Brad Martin, who is one of our good friends. And guess whose first movie experience was Perfect Target? Think very carefully.
Who's
First movie experience. That was his first movie ever. Think, you know. If you think about me, if you think about the world I'm in, you know. People we've talked about.
people we talked about? I
David,
don't know.
David Leitch.
Okay. Are you kidding? No kidding.
David Leitch played the stuntman. He came to Perfect Target. It was his first movie. It was in 1996. It was incredible. I remember
So that
that.
was his first movie experience ever.
That was his first movie experience ever.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
So okay, so and again, like you know, and then of course Brian Thompson's in it. You know, he played. You know, you have the big fight with him at the end, and I interviewed Brian a little while
Brian
back.
is great. Very good
Oh my
actor.
God, such a funny guy, you know, and
Yeah.
so and like it's funny, like because you know how you know, of course he was in Cobra, you know, and he played the psychopath and all these bad guy roles he's played, but he is such an intellectual. I was like, I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I feel stupid talking to him right now because it's like you would, you know, it's like God bless you because it's like you know he says because I said how did you like you know because you got did you do you think you're stereotyped you know when you were playing he's like absolutely not he's like I knew what I was doing you know and he's like you know it's like I knew what people wanted and this and that and he's like but now it's like later on in life I've been able to do my own thing and stuff like that so
What's he
yeah
doing?
what's that
What does he do?
oh he was in Macbeth
Is
the
he a
one
theater?
yeah with I believe the one with Denzel Washington and yeah and just he just listening to him and his stories and everything. I mean, and it was so great, like him talking about his fight with Stallone and Cobra and everything. It was just like a surreal experience, you know, talking to him. You
They're
know,
good. So funny. And you know, you run into those people over time and you know, you're still around. It's hysterical. It's amazing.
absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, but like going back to Perfect Heart, like I said, like you know, like what, like in terms of like probably it's probably one of my, you know because everybody's going to go with Bloodsport 2 and Bloodsport 3 you know like when they say oh what's your favorite Daniel Bernhardt movies you know and it's like yeah of course those are but it's like I gotta go True Vengeance has always been my favorite one of yours
That's what Chad always said. Chad always said that True Vengeance was my best movie.
it is
I would
okay
actually, you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do a remake of True Vengeance.
I think we talked about that in our last interview.
I think we did. I think we did.
I think you mentioned doing it, and I got like all excited.
I think that'd be such a good idea. You know, now to think of it, I think the last time when I did my interview with you, I was actually in Prague. I was
You
on.
were.
I was.
Yep.
Did I have the mohawk?
Um, I don't think you had the mohawk. I mean, I don't know if it was early on. I think it was. See, I don't have the video of it. I mean, because it was done on my phone, so it's like I have the audio of it. That's why we did. I did
Oh,
it as an audio podcast. So yeah, I can't. I don't think you did though.
okay. Yeah,
Not yet, anyways.
I think it was because I remember I did press while I was doing. I did press while I was doing Extraction.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah, you took yeah, because you were in Prague and you
Isn't it
attended.
funny? I remember time sometimes now by the movies I've done.
Absolutely. Well, exactly. I mean, that's how it works. But yeah, so like going back, like True Vengeance, like I always say that, but I gotta put like it's like a toss up between like Bloodsport 2 and Perfect Target with me, like for number two, you know,
I think Perfect Target is probably a better movie.
in terms of
Like
scope and
filmmaking and the
yeah.
way it looked. I actually thought that Perfect Target was one of Sheldon's best movies. It
See,
looked,
okay, now that you said that, okay,
yeah,
like obviously he did Double Impact and he did Lionheart, and those were the Jean-Claude Van Damme, God bless him,
yeah.
but those movies were in the theater. It's like I'd see Perfect Target. If you compare Perfect Target to like a Lionheart or Double Impact, looks the same in
No,
terms of
I
film.
agree. I think he did a really, really good job of that movie. I really
Absolutely.
think he did a great job of that movie.
So that's why that's why I think I gravitate towards it so much, because just, how, and plus you have a great supporting cast, and it's like, that's what makes a theatrical movie.
Yeah,
It's like, how does it look aesthetically? But then it's like, it's you, and then you got the support, you got Robert England, for God's sakes,
he's
who,
amazing.
who's who's got gravitas, and everything. And he just killed that part. I actually just watched it a few weeks ago. Um,
How did you watch it on VHS or DVD?
so it's on Amazon Prime, and I bought it on Amazon Prime. It's available on
What?
Amazon. Yes, it's available on Amazon Prime.
What?
Yes.
What?
That's what I said when I found it, because I was like, because I
I'm
had
going to Amazon Prime right now.
I had the DVD of it, but somehow mine got defective, and I
Ooh,
haven't been able to find a copy of it like that was like right, like you go on eBay, but but I found it on Amazon Prime like a month ago, and I was like, oh, I gotta get it, and then and that's how I watched it.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. See, look at that. I'm giving you that.
Hysterical. And you know, it's so funny. I did a TV show way, way back when called Mortal Kombat.
Okay, I was going to talk to you about that.
Yeah, and then the producer calls me, Larry calls me, and he goes, Daniel, was it HBO Max or one of the HBOs?
Yeah.
They were playing the whole season. And he goes, you got to watch it. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it.
So, so let's so okay, so is it, do you now have fond memories of Mortal Kombat?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I wouldn't lie
I
to you.
found it.
I wouldn't lie to you. But that's not you. Is that you? Like, I'm looking at that picture when I bought it, and I'm like, that doesn't look like that. It looks like
You know, it is me,
okay.
but this is not my body, I think. Hang on.
Something's not right about it. Like I'm
Something is
looking at
not right.
yeah, something's not right.
No, no, I can see it's me. It's definitely me, but something is not right. The hair is me. It is me, but I can see there's something not right here.
Yeah.
I don't have shoulders like that. My shoulders are not as round.
Yeah, exactly.
That is hysterical. I'm gonna find out who did that. They gotta get so much crap. Oh my God, that is hysterical.
And I just have to ask myself, why wouldn't you just have the original artwork? You know, it's like I
But
get
even
it.
Robert England looks funky.
Exactly.
Everybody looks funky here.
Yeah.
And there's tanks in it on the poster. There were no tanks in our movie.
Well, it's like they always put helicopters, even when there's no helicopters in the movie. It's like there's always helicopters on the cover of. Like if you go to Walmart now and you see an action movie, there's always helicopters on the cover, even if there isn't a helicopter to be seen in the movie. I make fun of that all the time.
No, it's definitely me. It's just it's definitely me. I can see the shape of my head, but it's somehow heavily retouched, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They put like dirt and
You know what I'd say when I told myself that when I saw that picture when I bought it, I'm like, it looks like if you like a younger brother or like if you had like that's what it looks
I was only my mid I was like 33 when I did this movie.
like. But no, but I'm just saying like it's like if you had a brother or like or like
A little bit off.
yeah
Just a little bit off.
yeah that's the take I got on it.
I actually remember when I did the movie, makeup came up to me. They tried to make me look older. They wanted me a little bit more rugged. And I remember they would like put makeup. They wanted me to squint so my wrinkles would show. And then they would put makeup like this so the wrinkles would actually stay. So they wanted, they wanted me to look rougher and tougher. Like, that's hysterical. That's definitely not because I don't remember wearing this outfit. I never wore this t-shirt. I think definitely from here down, something is not right.
Yeah, it's like they put your like
Different body.
yeah. But they do that all the time, and I don't understand like why they do that. It's like why would you not just use the original cover art, that was on the VHS, when it came out, because it's you holding the gun. It's like a close up of your face,
Right,
and
right.
then there's like you jumping in front of an explosion, not like lower down. It's like why wouldn't you just use that? It's like why do they change things? It's like I hate
So
when they do that.
I know they did. I did another movie with an actor called Armand Asante, and I remember there's a picture that I had that I did where I'm standing like this with a gun.
Mhm.
Then I go on the poster, I remember doing this picture, but that's not my face.
Exactly.
So they put his face on my body.
It's like I'll never understand like promotion, like or like who gets paid to make those decisions. It's like
It doesn't matter to me. I made the
I
movie. The
at the
end,
end.
I sell the movie. Maybe there wasn't a shot that like let's say for this funky picture here, maybe there wasn't the right shot, and they just had to do, I don't know, or somebody really hated me and did it.
You never know.
Yeah.
Now let me go back to Mortal Kombat because you made that comment about somebody, you're like, I don't want to watch it. It's like so do you like what do you think about it?
Um, Mortal Kombat was a show that I had so much fun. I liked it so much. It was actually, it was right after Perfect Target.
Mm-hmm.
It was after Perfect Target. I was cast by Larry Kazanoff, who's our producer, and he brought me in and he wanted me to play Zero, which was immortal in the TV show, which I believe the TV show was 600 years after the game or something like that. And I lived in Orlando for 8 months. We shot a whole season. I had the best time. I played one of the three leads. It was amazing.
Now I just remember seeing you in a TV show going, oh my God, Daniel Bernhardt's in a TV show, and I got all excited, like I'm gonna see him every
I got
week.
all excited.
Yeah, right. But I just remember, okay, and nothing against, like, obviously you have martial arts training and on-screen fighting ability, but I just remember, like whoever, like the main lead, like you could tell that it was a stunt double. Yeah, like every time he was doing his fight scenes, it just took me out of it. I'm like, it's like it's so obvious it's not him. It's like I don't get it.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, Paolo's a really good actor.
No, yeah, he was great, but you could just tell that he was being doubled. Like
He would go like, huh, and
yeah,
then it goes to a wide shot, and this double goes like da 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 da.
but they didn't even try to cover the fact that it was stunt double. That's the thing. It's like if you go back and watch it, it's so obvious. And I just laugh every time I see it, you know? I'm like, wow.
That's the that's the good old days, you know. What I remember was even like I was very proud at the time. I never had a stunt double. I did all my own fight scenes. I got never doubled. I think the only time I got doubled was on Bloodsport 3, I remember. Chad Stahelski was my stunt coordinator. And there was a scene where I was on a motorcycle and there was an explosion. And he just said, look, Daniel, let me lay down the bike for you. I think he actually had doubled me. He laid down a bike for me and he just didn't want me to do it. Otherwise, I did everything myself. Oh, also in True Vengeance, I did everything myself except there's a scene where I'm standing on top of a table and Leo Lee was his name, kicks at me and
Yes, and you do the
do a front flip.
yeah.
And Chad trained me for months in gymnastics and I could do a full standing front flip. And on the day, he wouldn't let me do it.
Well, that sucks.
He said, nope, you're not going to do it. I said, why not? I know how to do it. He goes, what happens if you jump, if you do the flip and you break your ankle?
There's no movie.
There's no more movie. So
Yeah.
he actually wouldn't let me do it. And then in the end, I was actually glad I didn't have to do it. So I was like, damn, that's actually the lie to do a front flip.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Now, on all the movies, all the fight scenes, what what is the one you're most okay? Let me ask you first of all, fight scene. What is your most? What do you think is your crowning achievement in terms of on-screen fighting?
I think I don't want to call anything a crowning achievement yet. I think I have so much more to go. I have so much more to learn.
I get it. I understand.
You
Okay,
know,
up till now, Daniel. Up till
I,
now.
I think up to now, fight scenes that I'm very proud of.
Yes.
Fight scenes that I'm very proud of. It's a good question. I kind of go by the experience I had, and there's not just one. There's a few. You know, obviously, doing Bloodsport 2. I mean, I was a model. And I got my first lead in a movie that's called Bloodsport 2, and I'm fighting in the Kumite. I mean, I was like, really? This is unbelievable. And I remember my favorite fight scene in Bloodsport 2 is actually the fight scene with Chad. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Oh, of course.
So he plays a Savate guy with
Yeah, he's got the long hair. Yeah, I know.
yeah, he had the long hair, and our fight coordinator gave Chad was actually just a stunt guy. He was a fighter. He played Omega, I think. And the fight coordinator gave Chad the job to put a nice fight for me together. So he did such a great job that we hired him for Bloodsport 3. And he's just already back then in 1995, it was the talent this guy had. It's insane. And when you watch my fight with him, it's my best fight in the movie. The script is flowing. We're similar. He's a little bit shorter than me, but he's this incredible Savate guy, one of the most talented martial artists I've ever met. And so I would say Bloodsport 2, the fight with Chad, is probably one of my favorites. Then, of course, you know, Matrix Reloaded. I mean, I had the chance to fight with Keanu and with Lawrence on top of the truck. That probably goes as number 2. I mean, another number 2, that's another one. I really enjoyed John Wick. Because I teamed up again with Keanu Reeves, who's just an amazing guy. And I'm very close. So David Leitch, so my 2 super friends, David Leitch and Chad Stahelski, are both directing. And they came up to me. Chad comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, Daniel," he goes, "How do you want? Do you want to play Kirill?" I said, "Sure." And I mean, just seeing your buddies doing John Wick, nobody knew what John Wick would be. You know, everybody was just like, they thought it's gonna be this small little movie, and it just blew up to be this incredible franchise. So I think that, and then I really like the Nobody fight too.
You like it?
Yeah,
I see it. I see it.
Because I was fight coordinating on it, so I really enjoyed that. And then I don't know, what about you? Which fights did you like that I did?
Okay, you're gonna laugh. I hope you don't laugh at me, but okay. So I have like I have I'm gonna actually do like a top five Daniel Bernhardt, fight article, and I'll send it to you when I do it. But okay, so Bloodsport 3. All right, hear me out. Okay,
Plus for three?
okay, yes, okay. And now this is I'm sure this is the unpopular opinion, but your final fight with the huge big guy that doesn't move at all. He's like a big mountain,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. That was a good fight. No, I remember. That was a good
but
fight.
and here's why I gravitate towards that fight, because like when you get the money shots of you with the slow motion and everything, I think that fight displays your aerial kicks like the best, like how they shot it and how they framed it and how they
Who
put it
shot those fights?
together.
Todd Strelski.
So I watched Bloodsport 3, and like that your final fight is like I remember watching it like when it debuted, and I was like that was probably your best looking, like, because back in the 90s it was all about slow motion. It was like, fight, 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 and then yeah. Yeah, but I love it. I love the slow motion. I don't know why. I mean, but it's just like, and I always gravitate towards that one because I just thought, like, in terms of the kicks that you did, that it demonstrated what you had the best. What was in that fight, and
So I mean, again, it's Chad who shot it. He used my strength. It was all about kicking at the time. So good. I mean, I get it. All right. What's number two?
Number two, okay. Well, number two, I'm gonna go with now your second fight in John Wick, and here's why. Because the first fight in the bar, when you guys connect for the first time, you're doing the kicks and stuff like that. But I like the second fight because it's like more stripped down, brutal. It's more MMA style. Exactly.
That's a
Yeah.
good. And I did this really nice sweep where I sweeped his leg and he flies up.
Yes.
That was a good
And
fight.
and just because you're known for kicking, I liked how you and him, tussled, and you were like, on the ground and everything. And it was more of a brutal type of fight. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I like that one too. So that I
That's
would,
Strelski.
yeah, of course. So yep, that's number two. And of course number if I had to go for the third one, I did like your fight with Brian Thompson in Perfect Target. I mean, for what you guys were able to accomplish, like in terms of like the
I have to
filming,
rewatch it. I don't remember.
I liked it, and I thought, so I mean, like, it's definitely up there for me. So yeah, so off the top of my head, what's that?
Four, four. You said
Okay.
five, top five.
Okay, well, I have to, you're putting me on the spot here. It's like I have to watch these movies again and everything. Now, if I had to go off the top of my head, if I had to go off the top of my head, I'm gonna go with I did enjoy your fight with Leoli in True Vengeance, in the
That's
office.
a good fight.
I did enjoy that fight because that was
That's
like
the
one of
whole
the
thing.
faster, like, flashier fights. Oh, I
And it
did.
was a lot of trapping, and it was
Yes.
the beautiful split kick, which was really nice.
Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yep.
Yes, again, slow motion. Yes.
Again, Chad Stahelski.
That just and then I did enjoy your fight at the end too. Your I mean, because I liked how you used the katana,
Sword fight with
yeah.
what's his name? Tarzan.
Yes. See, now I'm on seeing.
Miles O'Keefe.
Yes, yeah, Miles O'Keefe. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was awesome. I really liked him.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah. So I just liked how you incorporated weapons, and and that's how my mind works. It's like it's like I like some of the fights for the flashy kicks that you do, but then I like this because you use a sword, or I like this because it's like
I have one more.
what's that?
I have one more. Barry.
Uh,
You never saw my fight on Barry?
your fight over what?
Barry, the TV show Barry.
No, I did not.
Oh my God, you have to watch it.
Oh my God, I feel bad that I have.
No, it's you gotta laugh your butt off. Barry, it's season 2, episode 5.
Okay.
called Ronnie and Lily. I'm playing Ronnie. I'm playing a stoned over the hill Taekwondo champion.
Okay.
It's hysterical.
Well, I'm gonna,
Bill Hader stars. He directed, he wrote, he played opposite me. You watch this fight, the show, this episode got nominated for 6 Emmys. It's hysterical.
no kidding. Well, so I
Yeah.
gotta go through your filmography again, and like just because I know you've done a
Well,
lot
that's okay. It's a TV show, so it's easy to miss. And I just
of.
had a
Yeah.
little.
Well, I'm gonna track it down as soon as we're done. I'm gonna check it out.
You go send me an email after and tell me what you thought. It's hysterical.
Absolutely.
It's a oneer. It's all in one. No cut.
No kidding.
It's hysterical.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it then. So let me ask you this now. So like at your stage in life, so like it's like how do you tackle training, at this stage? Because I'm what's that?
Every day.
Okay, so has anything changed throughout the years?
A dear friend of mine, Tim Connolly, incredible stuntman,
Mhm.
doubled me actually a little bit in the past on Matrix. He had to do 1 or 2 things for me. Yeah, very good second unit director, a good friend of mine. He sent me an article. I'll be 58 this year.
Mhm.
I'm 58. And when I was about 52, we trained together a lot. He sends me this article and he goes, "You should read this, Daniel. How to train when you're 50 past 50." I was just pushing way too hard. I think the only thing I've learned, I'm just being a little bit more careful. You see me doing this all the time now, right?
Mhm.
So I just hurt my shoulder. The one thing that happens is I'm really into jujitsu right now. It's just, your body doesn't recover as fast. One little mistake, and my body has taken so much damage over the years. I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fight scenes, and then I've trained since I'm 15 years old. So I've been doing martial arts over 42 years.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of damage on the body. I'm very healthy. I really take care of myself. I don't really eat meat. I don't eat dairy. I'm very careful with my diet. But things, they will, I just have to be more careful. I'm watching my diet. I try to get a lot of rest. I train more carefully. Let's put it this way. I train for anybody who's listening to this, who's in the same world as me, like
Yeah.
past 50, mid 50s. I just train more carefully.
Okay.
In my brain, I still think I'm in my mid 30s. And I train with all my buddies. I train at 8711. They're all in their mid 30s, and we train really hard. And I learned to say today, hey, I'm sitting this one out. Or I go half the round and I say, I'm gonna go take a rest. I don't have a problem anymore. In the past, I'm like, no, I'm gonna push through,
That's funny that you said that because I interviewed Scott Adkins for Ip Man for The Awakening when he did that with Donnie Yen. And I asked him the same question. And I said, what's different now from like back then? He's like, I feel it more. It's like basically, it's like recovery time is a lot longer. It's like I just don't spring out of bed like in the morning like I did when I was like 20.
We all wake up a little bit and we're a little bit like, oh.
So yeah, and I'm the same way. I hit 50 in December, and I've done martial arts since I was 17. So yeah, and I've had 2 soldier surgeries. I mean, I just had one in February. Yeah.
What did you do?
Holy cow! What didn't I do? I tore my rotator cuff, my labrum, and I dislocated my shoulder.
Why?
You want to hear the story?
Yeah.
Well, I can have a really cool story, and I don't care about my fans not hearing this. It's like I could say like I was in this fight where there was like 5 of them, but it's my dog. My dog pulled me and totally extended my arm, and I flew and I hit the pavement. That's what happened.
What kind of dog do you have?
Well, he's on the other side of this wall right now. He's freaking out because of the fireworks and everything. But he's like he's a mix between a. Hang on a second. Here, let me see.
I love dogs.
Hey, hey. You want to say hi? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hang on. Here he is. Ugh. He's a little nervous.
Oh my God. Who is this little guy? What's his name?
Ace. This is Ace.
Ace. Hey, Ace. Hey, Ace. What a beautiful dog. Is it a lab mix?
Yeah, he's got lab in him. He's got pit bull. He's got
Lab.
coonhound. Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
Really, it's really funny. Your dog looks very much like my buddy's dog.
Oh yeah.
And his dog is a lab mix with a pit mix.
Yep.
It's the nicest dog. Oh my.
Oh, he's yes, thank you. Yes, he's as you can see. He's a little over a year old. Yeah.
He's only a year old.
Yeah.
Oh, so he pulled you and you fell?
Oh my gosh, did he ever? Yep. He yeah, we were walking him. I was walking him with my wife, and he got excited when he saw somebody coming the other way, and I was totally unexpected, and I went flying.
But I mean, it happened to me even with a little dog. When they pull you and you're not paying attention, I mean, so he ripped your shoulder
Oh yeah,
apart?
he dislocated it. As soon as I got up, you could tell that that it was like forward, and it tore my rotator cuff and my labrum, so I had to have it all.
Oh.
Yeah, the doctor had to go in. And, yeah.
What's the recovery on that?
Well, they say like my physical therapist says about a year, so like about a year, because I'm doing physical therapy right now. So yeah, so it's probably I've been doing physical therapy for it's July 1st tomorrow, so March, April, May, June, about 4 months I've been doing it.
You do it twice a week?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I just separated my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been 6 weeks now, and I still feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I train, but I'm very careful. I do this all the time, and this goes crunch, 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 crunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me about it. As soon as it happened, I knew, like, I was like, oh, this isn't good, and my wife was freaking out, and it's like, I had to go. Funny thing is, I had a doctor's appointment that day, so I just it's just because we were going to go to the emergency room, but then they're like, just go see your doctor because they'll be faster. I'm like, okay, so I just
You probably do an X-ray first and an MRI, and
yeah. Funny story is, I had my other shoulder, I tore my rotator cuff on this shoulder, but this one was not nearly as bad as this one, and this one had been through years, so the recovery time on this one took a lot less.
You must have been just at a very bad. It's just like what happened to my shoulder was I was fighting, training so hard. And then when it happened, it was literally me just blocking somebody like this. And a hand came that way, and a little bit, my body position was a little bit strange. And I put pressure that way, and I just heard pop. I just felt something pop. And I went, that's not good.
Well, and after it happened, I had to have it in a sling. I went to work the next day, and I worked one-handed, but yeah, it would pop. Like, it would just keep popping and popping and popping, and it was so. And when it would happen, it was so painful because he pushed it back in, but he was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to like mess around with it until you get it operated on." And I was like, "Sure enough, it's like I would just do one little thing, and it'd be like, oh, and I wanted to cry." So, yeah.
You get the Mel Gibson. Oh,
I joke about that. I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. I just ram it back into the wall. Like, no.
Like, oh, hang on a second.
And I tell everybody, as soon as he popped it back in the hospital, I wanted to throw up. I was like, it was like the worst pain that I ever experienced in my life. I was like, oh, I was like, it wasn't
so painful that you complete shock, huh?
Absolutely. Yep.
Crazy.
Well, there you go. Well, I can't congratulate you enough Extraction 2. It's a big hit.
It's a huge hit. I'm super proud of it. I'm very, very excited I'm in it. And, you know, like I said earlier, it's always like celebrate what you did, but what's next? So it looks like I'm going to Budapest to shoot a movie. And I think I can say it. It's called Killer's Game.
Killer's Game.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is in it. I mean, I'm not sure if I should talk about it. I don't know if I can. I mean, I'm cast. I think I can. I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, you might not want to, just in case.
Yeah, so maybe let's cut that. Let's cut that.
I'll edit that part out.
But I let you know it's a movie called Killer's Game, directed by J.J. Perry, who's a good friend of mine, and Stays in it. Palm Clementine is in it. Ben Kingsley is in it.
Wow.
Which actually reminds me, I just thought about that. I should tell my agent to see if they can do an announcement that I'm in it. Maybe they'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't. I'll edit this part out. I won't. Like.
Yeah, just cut that out. But I'm super excited about Extraction. I'm so proud of it. That was an amazing experience doing that film. 6 months in Prague. I love Prague. Working with so many talented people. I mean, everybody. Golshifteh Farhani was just a dream. Chris is unbelievable. Adam was great. Tourniquet was amazing. It was a very special time being in Prague, working with everybody. And now just what's next? And you and I have to get together when I do my movie. So make sure you check in with me every like 6 months. Okay.
Absolutely. Oh, I just remembered oh my God, I can't believe I forgot this fight. Your fight with Jason Statham and Parker. How did I forget
I forgot about Parker. I totally forgot about Parker.
We talked about it in our first interview too.
I totally forgot about Parker.
Oh my God.
That was a good one.
I have to totally rearrange my list now. So
that's all good. We can always laugh about it and talk about it. We both have a bad shoulder.
Right.
Hey, but I appreciate your time, huh?
I appreciate your time. You are been nothing but awesome. I mean, I can't.
But honestly, I love doing this. I could be the biggest star in the world. I would still do the same thing.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love the interviews.
And it feels great, like for somebody like me, because obviously, you know, my website's not the big. I'm not like, you know, they like these big websites or anything. But I'm like this little engine that could, you know.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
And I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to me. And, you know, and it's just, it fills me with such pleasure because it's like watching these movies, you know, growing up and watching these movies and everything, you know, and just picking your brain about them. And I know what we should do for the next one. I want to show some fights and I want you to dissect them with me.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Like an on-screen choreography with it.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hopefully I've directed by the next time we're talking.
Oh, absolutely. So Daniel, thanks again. So Extraction 2 is out. Again, of course, this fight could have been longer, but who cares? He's still in it. He still fights Chris Hemsworth, so who cares? We still get Chris twice. Yes, twice. I'm sorry, twice. Change the Station you got coming out soon. So directed by the great Jesse B. Johnson. And you're on the poster, so hopefully more. So
hopefully I stay on the poster.
Yeah, right. It's like keep them on the poster, everybody. And until next time, thank you so much. And I can't wait to put this out and, you know, have everybody listen to it.
And watch Barry.
Season, what was it? Season
2, episode 5.
Season 2, episode 5. Awesome. I will check it out as soon as I hang up.
Brother.
All right. Take it easy, man.
So much.
Bye.